Superstar James Harden wasted little time making an impact on the Brooklyn Nets since coming over from Houston in a trade. First, here's an elated Harden in his introductory presser.
It means a lot, just coming for 8 years in Houston, and then having a fresh start with some unbelievable talent, and obviously the coaching staff, the front office, from top to bottom. The welcome has been amazing. So it's a fresh start for me to go out there and ultimately have a chance to compete at a title.
The 8-time All-Star and 3-time scoring champion lifted the Nets to a victory his first time out, and what a showcase of his skills it was. Harden became the 7th player in NBA history to record a triple-double in his debut with a new team. Kevin Durant scored a season-high 42 points, and Harden added a 32-point triple-double Saturday night. Nets topped the Orlando Magic 122-115. Here's more from Brooklyn.
Man, it was incredible. You could see him trying to figure out the best way to play early on. I felt like we all were overpassing, trying to make everybody comfortable, and then he just got into his mode of being aggressive to score, and that opened up the whole game for all of us. So, glad he got his feet up under him. He's got to keep plugging away, keep getting better each day.
The good vibes didn't stop there either. The Nets won a thriller on Martin Luther King Day as 3 former MVPs went toe-to-toe, Giannis, Harden, and KD, in a high-level showdown between the Nets and Milwaukee Bucks. The streaking Nets come away with a 125-123 win. We go back inside the locker room.
It's a huge win for us. This is our second game together. We haven't had one practice, so we just watch film and we go off our instincts. We just trying to learn on the fly, as I said before. It was going to be a challenge for us tonight, but I think we held our own and we came out aggressive. And then once we can clean up some things and get better as the season goes along, we'll be much better.
The Nets have back-to-back with the Cavs squaring off in Cleveland for the second half of that matchup tonight. Then a quick turnaround for Brooklyn. The Nets host the Miami Heat Saturday night at the Barclays Center. As for the Knicks, they continue the West Coast swing following last night's game in Golden State with some Friday night action in Sacramento. On the ice, the Nhl Season Returns. The New York Rangers have stumbled out of the gate just a bit, falling to rival New Jersey 4-3 Tuesday night. The Rangers will play a back-to-back with Pittsburgh this weekend. They skate against the Penguins tonight and Sunday night. The Devils and Islanders are renewing their rivalry. The two are playing a back-to-back as well, culminating Sunday night in Newark, New Jersey. We shift gears to the NFL Gridiron. Championship Sunday begins with the NFC Championship game when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to the frozen tundra to take on the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field, 3:05 p.m. kickoff on Fox. The Buccaneers and the ageless Tom Brady, now 43, who eliminated New Orleans and may have ended Drew Brees' career, are appearing in their first championship game since the 2002 season when they went on to win the Super Bowl. The Packers are making their second consecutive appearance in the title game. The game features the quarterback with the most postseason wins in NFL history, 32 for Mr. Brady, against the franchise with the most world championships, 13 for Green Bay. Closer to home, we'll have our eyes on the AFC, 6:40 p.m. on CBS. The top 2 seeds in the conference, the Buffalo Bills and defending champion Kansas City Chiefs, face off at Arrowhead Stadium. The Bills are playing in the AFC Championship for the first time since the 1993 season when they defeated, guess who? The Chiefs, to advance to the Super Bowl. Kansas City, meanwhile, is only the second team in NFL history to host 3 consecutive championship games, joining the 2002 through 04 Philadelphia Eagles, who were also led by head coach Andy Reid. Small world, folks. More on this big matchup in the C-list. And how about some NFL history this week? The league named the officials who will work the Super Bowl on February 7th. Included in the list is down judge Sarah Thomas. Thomas is set to become the first woman to officiate a Super Bowl. Thomas is currently in her 6th season as an NFL official. During her career, she has accumulated a long list of firsts, including in 2007, she became the first woman to officiate a major college football game. In 2015, she became the NFL's first full-time female official, and in 2019, she became the first woman to officiate a postseason game. Congrats to her. More progress progress in the world today. And speaking of progress, we turn to motorsport and Indycar for a major announcement this week. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway is a place for realized dreams. Roger Penske, his Race for Equality and Change program, team owner Beth Peretta, and Indycar favorite Simona Di Silvestro are joining forces to field an entry in the Indy 500 created to showcase women racers. The five-time Indy 500 starter and factory Porsche driver will pilot the number 16 Peretta Autosport Chevy, supplied and staffed in partnership with Team Penske. It marks the 32-year-old from Switzerland's best chance at Indy and the first for Peretta, who tried to field a female-staffed entry in 2016. Here's more from Indy.
We want Peretta Autosport to be the place to welcome, train, and support professional growth in all facets of the team. Eventually, we hope it'll be a team of women running the car. And that can and will inspire others to become mechanics, to become engineers, to become drivers, to become team owners.
It's quite a special day. I think it's something that I've worked for my entire life, to get a proper shot at this race. And I think it's super exciting that it's finally happening. And when Beth actually called me a few months ago and told me about this opportunity, and I think literally an hour later, I was on a Zoom call with Roger Penske and Bud Denker. It was quite surreal that it all happened so quickly. And for me to really come back to the Speedway with a constellation like this, with the association with Team Penske, it's really, to be honest, as a driver, a dream come true.
Very exciting news there. On the flip side, though, some real disappointing news back here in New York when it comes to the baseball diamond, at least on the Mets front. And I'm not talking about the team losing out on free agent George Springer, who is signing with Toronto. New Mets general manager Jared Porter sent explicit, unsolicited texts and images to a female reporter in 2016, culminating with a picture of his erect male private part. The Mets fired Porter Tuesday morning. Here's team president Sandy Alderson with more.
From my standpoint, I was shocked, and eventually that gives way to disappointment and a little bit of anger. But this was a total surprise to us.
Those are the headlines. We hit the C list for a tip of the cap to a New York quarterback that deserves one. I realize all of the talk coming into Sunday's matchup between Buffalo and KC centers on Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes is in concussion protocol and working his way back to playing this weekend. That's a big story. The 25-year-old's place among the elite quarterbacks in the league has been a big story the past 2 seasons too. League MVP in 2018, then goes on to win the Super Bowl last year, taking home the MVP award in the biggest game of the year. But this year, I think the big story shouldn't be Mahomes, even if he and KC end up favorites to win the AFC title game. Right now, looks like Buffalo's time. Buffalo's time to shine. And it looks like Josh Allen time, folks. The Buffalo quarterback completed 23 of 37 passes for 206 yards and a touchdown with no interceptions for an 86.1 rating in Buffalo's 17-3 divisional playoff win over Baltimore. Now, the wrinkle here is, how many times does a team trade away the player who is arguably the face of its league and get away with it? Or at least the draft pick that became the face of its league. In the Bills' case, they might have pulled off the unthinkable, or that's what they're going to try to do this weekend. In Sunday's championship game, the Bills will face Mahomes, the player the Chiefs drafted in 2017 with the number 10 pick overall that they received from the Bills. So ironic and so crazy in my opinion. Now, make no mistake, Mahomes is currently on a short list for the title of the best signal caller in the league. In the divisional victory over the Cleveland Browns, Mahomes completed 21 of 30 attempts for 255 yards with 1 touchdown and no interceptions for a 106.9 rating and rushed for a touchdown. Mahomes has recorded at least 1 touchdown pass and 1 rushing touchdown in 3 consecutive postseason games, tying with with Pro Football Hall of Famer Steve Young for the longest such streak in NFL history. I'm expecting a dogfight, but I think Allen, who is very much like Mahomes with his arm and feet, is the QB of the hour. I'm taking Allen and the Bills Mafia to reach the Super Bowl. Wouldn't be surprised if Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Bucks pull off the upset in Green Bay either. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C. Enjoy the games. Stay tuned. More Open back after this.